#1 in the Ozarks. This is KY3 News at 6.
Winter storm making its way into the Ozarks has already dumped snow in some odd places. Flurry on the cacti in Arizona and a heavy dusting in San Diego. But it will bring us all types of frozen precipitation. Here comes the weather we love to hate.
That's a great way to put that.
Yes, love to hate.
That.
Hello again, I'm Steve Grant.
I'm Lisa Rose. That snow and ice may not be deep or thick, but high winds could create some dangerous conditions.
So for the latest on what we can expect and when it will start, let's shoot right over to the Storm Team Center. Here's Ron.
Yeah, by the way, let me go on record again. I did it last night, but I hate ice. So I'm okay if this, becomes a total snow event or it rains and we just don't worry about the winter weather. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get my way at all. Let's start you off with the radar picture. Already we're seeing moisture creeping up through northern Arkansas. It's kind of backed off a little bit as it's running into some drier air, but I still wouldn't be surprised to hear about some snow in some of the higher elevation of the Boston Mountains, probably just to the west of Marshall. Now, we've got a lot of activity over here in Oklahoma. All of that is lifting on to the northeast pretty darn quickly. Earlier today, wave number 1 did produce some light snow down from Joplin to McDowell down towards the Fayetteville area. In fact, they got up to an inch of snow earlier in Fayetteville, and we're just going to add to that here in a little bit. A winter storm warning remains in effect for all of southwest Missouri, a chunk of northwestern Arkansas. The lighter blue, that's an ice storm warning that's in effect for north central Arkansas. This all runs until Thursday evening. Here's a quick check of what to expect. Our far northern counties will see more snow than ice. Our central area along I-44 is going to get some snow. Then it'll transition to sleet and freezing rain. At times that could be heavy. And then in our southern counties, it's going to be a mostly ice event with sleet and freezing rain, although tonight you might get some snow, and it may actually mix in with a bit of rain tomorrow afternoon. More rain would certainly be good because we're expecting a significant amount of ice down in those northern Arkansas counties. Let's get a look at our forecast. At 8 p.m. tonight here in Springfield, still quiet and 29, although we're looking for snow south. 27 in the morning, some really nasty weather for the morning commute, and strong winds in the afternoon with a high temperature of 32 degrees. So strong winds, guys, are going to bring down the tree limbs and the power lines, and so boy, it's not going to be pretty by tomorrow afternoon. I'll be back with a further update in a few minutes, so sit tight.
All right, see you then. Red Cross volunteers say they are ready for the long night and day ahead.
KY3's Ashley Reynolds joins us live from inside the Red Cross warehouse in Springfield. I guess the agency is more prepared now than it was in 2007, Ashley?
Yeah, they say that they're much more prepared this time around. They say with each disaster or situation, they learn from it, and they're just that much better afterwards. Now, these Red Cross vehicles are typically parked outside, but as you can see, they're inside the warehouse tonight. And look how they're facing. They're ready to go once there's a call. Now, volunteers also spent the day calling businesses, schools, and churches all throughout the Ozarks. They have a list of places that have agreed to be a temporary shelter if needed. Also, a big improvement since 2007, a generator. There was a time back in 2007 when the Red Cross did not have power for a short amount of time. Well, that won't be the case this time around.
We're here 24/7, we're ready to go, and we never have to worry about being off the grid. So having a generator here was one of the lessons that we learned from Red Cross perspective in 2007. We never want to have to say, no, we're not available or we can't help.
Also, responders say make sure you got plenty of food and water with you. They also say check your flashlights, find them, make sure you got fresh batteries in there. There we go. Make sure you got fresh batteries in there, and also put this stuff together in one place, and that way you know where it is when you need it. They say don't travel unless you need to. If you do have to go somewhere, put a blanket in your car in case you get stranded.
Good advice. Ashley Reynolds tonight. Thanks, Ashley. KY3's Emily Wood continues our team coverage.
And she is live with how folks are out there preparing for whatever lands on their neighborhoods.
I know her whole family.
Emily?
Yeah, Steve, a lot of people say that they would not mind a little snow. Obviously, no action outside right now. It's all inside where people are loading up on supplies, but it's really the ice that they're dreading.
Long lines today as people made the mad dash around town, gathering up enough supplies to last them for at least a couple days.
And it's typically the ice is what draws the business in, due to the ice storm back in 2007 where a lot of people were without power.
That storm left thousands without power for days, even weeks. Now many Ozarkers know what it's like to do without.
Just stocking up, getting some charcoal so we can cook on the grill in case the power goes out.
The plan is I have to stock up for the little ladies that I take care of.
This time they're making sure they have enough for themselves and their neighbors. Harder House on Eastgate was prepared for the huge influx.
We ordered extra ice melt, we ordered extra milk, water, and then some other non-perishable items. We watch the forecast like a hawk this time of the year and, just try to prepare for it.
The top selling items across town today, of course, the ice melt and the rock salt.
We have folks coming in buying tube sand and some ice melter, some scrapers. A few sleds have been sold.
Customers poured into Westlake Ace Hardware to load up on sand.
Everybody's got a different story of what's going to happen, but they're not quite as concerned like they were in '07.
And the lines at many gas stations remained steady as people pull in to fill up their tanks in preparation for the next few days.
And walk into virtually any store across town. Of course, you'll see the rock salt, the shovels, the sleds, all of these items front and center because stores just like us, they've been watching the forecast and they were ready for the shoppers to come in today. They tell me they should have enough to last the rush today. And they say, although business is really good now, it'll likely be very slow the next couple days. So it all evens out. Steve, Lisa.
Oh, a lot of anxiety going on out there right now. We thank you so much, Emily Wood. Now, for all of our winter storm coverage, you can head to KY3.com. We have links right there on the homepage for school closings, for road conditions, and of course the radar. Also directions on how you can download the KY3 weather app onto your smartphone or any other device.
The huge weather system has investigators in Kansas City scrambling to finish their search of last night's blast on the plaza. This as a Springfield family learned the body found in the rubble could be their loved one. Megan Kramer lived on the plaza and was working at JJ's when it exploded in a huge fireball. A family spokesman tells KY3 that her loved ones know the victim is possibly Kramer, but medical officials still working to identify the remains. Kramer's parents, sister, and niece all live in Springfield. And new video out tonight show the moment of the blast. You can see a flash of light and orange flames consume and level the popular restaurant. Of 15 people injured, 6 are still hospitalized.
We want to remember the victims of this explosion and know that on their behalf we are going to find answers to know how this occurred and how we can help prevent it in the future.
Missouri Gas Company official says a cable company subcontractor hit a natural gas line an hour before the explosion and a fire that engulfed a city block.
A bag of feed can bag a lot of cattle. KY3's Linda Russell reports on farmers fighting back and lawmen trying to track down rustlers who bring the bait.
With the price of cattle feed, it would be nice of someone to drop some by at no charge, but Don LaRue believes it was no act of kindness.
Got a call from one of the neighbors. They came by and they asked me if I'd fed the cattle. I said no. I said I hadn't fed them.
He headed out to check on his 50 head of cattle at 10:30 Sunday night.
Sure enough, there's somebody had baited them.
Don says he had a temporary corral set up right here, and after his neighbor called him, he came to check and found the cattle actually in the corral with bare spots on the ground where they had been fed grain.
I'm sure they would have been back sometime to try to pick them up.
Neighbor Mike Reed says someone stopped by his corral on Sunday or Monday too.
When I pulled in yesterday, I seen all the gates were shut up on it. And I thought, well, I knew I sure hadn't left it like that.
Thankfully, Mike's cattle were still there, but he can't believe the culprit's daring move, with the pen being right behind an occupied house.
I thought this was one of the few places we had where it was pretty safe, plus we're a long ways off the road.
Investigators say 60 to 80 cattle were stolen in Greene County last year, and they continue to look for the thieves, stopping cattle trailers at night and working with other agencies.
Talking to the investigators working on the rural crimes, they feel that it's a targeted or organized group that's doing this because they know what they're doing.
They encourage farmers to call 911 for anything suspicious.
You almost have to catch them in the act because once they're stolen, they can take them out of state a couple hours away to sell them at an auction.
Farmers say they're watching out for their livelihoods more than ever.
And I think it's going to get worse, so we're just going to have more awareness and trying to watch out and protect ourselves.
In western Greene County, Linda Russell, KY3 News.
A number of Greene County farmers are taking advantage of surveillance cameras that can be picked up at the sale barn. Branding, of course, is also encouraged. In other news tonight, First Lady Michelle Obama is coming to the Ozarks next week. This afternoon, the White House announced she'll be making a stop in Springfield Thursday to promote her childhood obesity fighting program, Let's Move. That's a week from tomorrow. Mrs. Obama will visit a Walmart store to see how the retail giant is stocking aisles with affordable, healthier foods. No official word yet on which location she'll stop by. First Lady's expected to talk about making school lunches healthier. Plus, she'll announce new ways to bring physical education back to school.
Well, many Ozarkers rely on it, but it can be confusing on how to get it or keep it. Our experts will take your questions about Social Security at 268-3222 until the end of the newscast.
Plus, a sign of the times, saved, how this piece of Ozarks neon nostalgia will be safe for generations to come.
You're watching KY3 News at 6 with Lisa Rose, Steve Grant, Jay Sheridan with Contact KY3, Storm Team meteorologist Ron Hurst, and Sports Director Ned Reynolds. The Ozarks' #1 newscast.